Good evening and welcome to King Arena. My name is Andrew Picken alongside Nate Stein, bringing this Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast produced by Sunrise Communications. Tonight we have the Wheaton College Thunder and the Augustana Vikings. Nate, tonight the Augustana Vikings, they lost Casey Kallenberger, a 6'4 player, really great center for them, 11.5 rebounds per game, as well as 2.9 blocks per game last season.
Yeah, Casey Kallenberger, such a huge presence for this Augustana Vikings team last season. They're struggling a little bit in conference play, trying to replace the impact she had, just 2-2 in the CCIW, and a lot of what they're going to do tonight is going to depend on what they can do against the sides of the Thunder. And Devin Kyler, Jill Berg, and Hannah Frazier, the Thunder have three players who stand at 6 feet 2 inches tall. They should be able to dominate on the interior, and unless the Augustana Vikings can shoot the three at a little bit better clip than their current pace at 27% on the season, it's going to be a rough night.
Yeah, and so far on the season, 9-4 for the Thunder, 3-2 in CCIW. Augustana Vikings also 9-4, 2-2 in the CCIW. Big implications for the rest of CCIW play this year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the Illinois Wesleyan has been incredible this season on the women's side of basketball. They're sitting at the top, undefeated in CCIW play. The Thunder and the Vikings both sitting at 2 losses. And there's our chaplain having a little bit of fun on camera for us. But yeah, back to the CCIW, it was 2 teams with 2 losses sitting at 3rd and 4th place respectively. A win here in head-to-head is a huge tiebreaker, going to have major implications as you go to the end of the season.
Our fearless leader, Chaplain Blackman, we appreciate that gesture to the camera and his fandom for this team. And we're going to send it over to the media desk for the national anthem and the starting lineups. I'm Andrew Picken alongside Nate Stein.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to King Arena for tonight's CCIW game between the Augustana Vikings and your Wheaton College Thunder. Please rise to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Starting at guard, a 5'3" junior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, number 0, Scooter Lopez. At guard, a 5'7" junior from Rock Island, Illinois, number 10, Izzy Anderson. At guard, a 5'6" senior from Wildwood, Missouri, number 20, Victoria Allen. At forward, a 6'1" senior from Broomfield, Colorado, number 13, Megan Stovall. And at forward, a 6' junior from East Moline, Illinois, number 32, Sadie Roberts. The Vikings are coached by Mark Beinborn. And now the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. Starting at guard, a 5'11" sophomore from East Peoria, Illinois, number 15, Jordan Myroth. At guard, a 5'10" senior from St. Anthony, Minnesota, number 22, Kelly Lawson. At guard, a 5'9" senior from Wheaton, Illinois, number 24, Maggie Dansdill. At forward, a 6'2" junior from Champaign, Illinois, number 14, Devin Kyler. And at forward, a 6'2 sophomore from Batavia, Illinois, number 34, Hannah Frazier. The Thunder are coached by Kent Matson, assisted by Katie Cuthbert, Ali Pachuliniak, and Doug Porter.
And welcome back to the media table, and the usual suspects for the Thunder: Devin Kyler, Jordan Myroth, Kelly Lawson, Maggie Danstill, and Hannah Frazier. And then Scooter Lopez, Izzy Anderson, Megan Stovall, Victoria Allen, and Sadie Roberts for the Augustana Vikings. And Scooter Lopez, a little bit close to your neighborhood, also a great player for them, 5'3", not too tall, but at the same time, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You're saying that's pretty close to you, Nate?
Yeah, so the junior at a Mountain Vista High School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. The funny thing about Highlands Ranch, there are about 5 high schools, all with between 3,000 and 5,000 students. I went to Valor Christian High School in Highlands Ranch, the smallest school in there because it's a private school. So just a hotbed for all sorts of people going all sorts of places. You'll see a lot of kids from Highlands Ranch on the Wheaton Thunder football team. You got kids from Heritage, you got kids from Valor. So it's interesting that we all decide to come out here to Illinois from the Rocky Mountains. But it'll be exciting to watch Scooter play and see what the Mountain Vista product can do here in King Arena.
And the tip won by Devin Kyler once again. Seems like I say that to start off every game so far this year.
Yeah, that's the Thunder size. Kyler and Frazier in the starting lineup at 6'2". Obviously, Megan Stovall can only match up with one of them on defense.
So here's Lopez with it now, giving the ball to Allen, running a weave. Switch to Lopez, down low to Roberts. Post move blocked by Frazier.
And it will be huge to see what happens down low. As I mentioned in the pregame, the Vikings, not a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes. They shoot 4.7 per game, only shooting 27% on those. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get anything going down low.
Jordan Myroth, easy floater in. So that puts the Thunder on the board first, 2-0. Driving in is Stovall. Allen looking for an opening, stop by Lawson. Now Anderson, leading scorer for them, 16 points per game. Down low to Roberts, but out of bounds turnover going against Victoria Allen.
The first turnover of the game for the Vikings, a team that averages 17 turnovers per game.
Yeah, pretty contrary to the Thunder. 9th in the nation turnovers per game, just 13.2.
A little bit surprising number there, considering how loose we've seen this Thunder team be with the ball and bringing it up the court at times. Right away, Augie trying to bring the pressure with a full court press. If that can work for them, that'll be how Augustana stays in this game.
Danstill on the board first there. A little stagnant from these Vikings on offense. And the Thunder, of course, trying to get in those passing lanes as usual. Here's Anderson going on Myroth. Kick out to Stovall, tipped by Kyler and picked up. And there's a foul called. It's called on Kyler. That would have to be on the shot, though, wouldn't you think?
It doesn't look like that's the call. I think they're going to say it was after the block, after the player had come down. Kyler got her with the body, so side out for the Vikings.
You hardly ever see that so close to a jump shot. Usually you would call that Devin Kyler didn't give her a place to land, but the call was actually a bump, as you said, once she landed. Anderson into the lane, backing, stolen away by Lawson. Lawson around Anderson, kick out to Kyler, wide open for three. Too long, rebound by Myroth, back up, no good. Tipped out and rebounded by Stovall.
And that situation we just saw with Myroth is the double-edged sword that is Scooter Lopez. We mentioned just 5'3", gives up a lot of space on the boards, but she's so good offensively and so quick, as you're seeing there, that it's worth keeping her in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, impressive that she can even get that shot up. I mean, really thought that was going to go down for her. Ends up front iron and then a foul on her, 90 feet from the basket. Not too smart of a foul. Danstill, she's stopped and ends up getting traveled. She disagrees with the call, but Augustana ball. So still 4-0, 2 minutes, 40 seconds gone in the game. Augustana Vikings still looking to get their first field goal. Anderson off to Stovall. Anderson gets around Lawson, blocked by Frazier. Now Frazier running the break. Finds Myroth. Kick to Kyler. No good. Rebounded by Kyler again, though. Up with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by Kyler again.
And this is what we should see the Thunder do all day. Work the ball down low. They have such a massive advantage in the paint, already with 2 blocks on the defensive end, moving rapidly towards their season average of 8.5 per game.
And it's evident that in the first 3.5 minutes of this game, Augustana is not even thinking about shooting three-pointers, trying to post up some of these taller Thunder players, and that's just been a storyline throughout every game. Thunder size matters. Down low to Frazier, quick double, and they get the turnover. Up with it was Jones, and she's fouled going to the line now.
We see it again on the Realty Executive replay. Jones doing a great job taking the Thunder on 1-on-3, fearless, going right into the teeth of the defense, knowing that she'll be able to most likely draw a foul.
And she's able to get the Vikings on the board for the first time today.
Jones struggled a little bit from the charity stripe so far this year, shooting just 68.3%.
Offensive rebound for Stovall and putback. That's exactly what the Vikings needed early in the game, just to get a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, and Stovall's going to be huge. She is the team secondary leader in points per game at 8.5, and she's getting 4 rebounds a game, the biggest player in the starting lineup for the Vikings. If she can at least handle and hold her own against the likes of Frazier, Kyler, and Berg, it's going to say a lot about what the Vikings can do tonight.
Down low to Frazier. Easy post move for her. Here's Roberts driving in on Frazier. Skip pass to Jones. Now deep shot for Stovall. Well off the mark. Myroth running the break. Couple of crossovers. Puts the layup up and in. Now Jones loses it. Tries to find an option because she picked up her dribble. Anderson into the lane. Stopped again by Dansdale. Skip pass. Over to Stovall. Now Roberts. Short jumper blocked.
3 blocks already in the first half of the first quarter here at King Arena. Pretty much exactly what you expect from the Thunder defense.
Frazier going to work again. Kick out to Dansdale for 3. Too long. And out of bounds off Anderson as she couldn't corral it. Seeing some of our first substitutions of the day. Augustana with plenty. And we're also going to get a timeout, so we'll get you those substitutions later. So halfway through this first quarter, 8-3 in favor of the Thunder. And it's been a lot of defense. We've seen plenty of blocks, but also steals.
Yeah, and you look at these teams' profiles, look at the matchup, even on the game program, you can see how evenly matched these teams are and how they both rely on their defense. You got 12 steals per game for the Vikings, 10 per game for the Thunder. The biggest disparity has got to be the blocks per game. We talked about the 1.5 for the Vikings and 8.5 per game for the Thunder, one of the top teams in the nation blocking, and it's showing. I know I've already mentioned at least twice the size of Frazier, Berg, and Kyler, but you have to say it, especially in a game like this when it's going to play such a huge part.
Post up to Myroth, doesn't go, rebound by Jones. Now up to Anderson, she's got space, stops and pops. High off the back iron, doesn't go down. And that there
looks like a jump ball.
I thought there was a foul called underneath. No, it is a jump ball.
And no foul given. The shot clock will reset.
That was Claire Kramer with the heads-up play to tie that up, number 44. Anderson with the fadeaway, nowhere near it, might have gotten tipped. Hannah Williams, the freshman, into the game.
Now, Williams is a player we've seen a lot so far in the season, getting a ton of minutes in conference play. Shows the confidence that Kent Madsen has in his younger players.
She also a special player for her high school in her senior year, averaged 27.2 points per game, and in her final game scored her career high 40 points. So a special player that can put it in bunches. Hasn't gotten that opportunity because this team of the Thunder is so stacked, but she has contributed even as a freshman. Frazier gets her own rebound and is fouled, and she'll go to the line.
And that's already 5 offensive rebounds for the Thunder. And you look at points in the paint, 6 of their 8 points scored coming in the paint off of layups. Size matters.
Frazier makes the first free throw. Hannah Frazier's put up tons of free throws this season. Has gotten to the line plenty of times, 52 of 58 on the year. That's good for 90% from the free throw line. So here's Jones. Kramer. That one's stolen by Jen Berg, or does she? Yeah, gets over to Myroth. Now Myroth into the lane on her defender. And it's a blocking foul on Justice Adele just into the game. Lopez actually got her hand to the ball there, though. Impressive play from her.
Yeah, great follow by Lopez, keeping track of Myroth, getting her hand in there. It's just Adele not keeping her feet moving, not staying square to Myroth, and that sends her to the line.
Rattles the first one home. Jill Berg. Again, you take out Hannah Frazier and you give up nothing with another center, plenty of height in Jill Berg.
Yeah, it's something we talked about earlier, or I guess before the game, Andrew, where a lot of teams at the Division III women's level will have the size but don't necessarily utilize it because of the nature of foul calls down low. There's a lot of times contact that is feigned and called as a foul, so that the Thunder are able, with their 3-6-2 players, to just keep rotating them through and not have a single one get in foul trouble.
There's a foul there. Looked like a steal, but then ends up staying on this end of the floor. That ball into Adele, driving on Myroth. Kick over to Lambert. Now Kramer, top of the key, foot on the line. No good, rebounded by Lawson. Really early in this game, we're already seeing how Coach Beanborn will put in many substitutions. Here's a foul on Lopez at midcourt, but nobody averaging more than 30 minutes per game. And that's, of course, Izzy Anderson, the leading scorer, who's earned that mark of 30 minutes per game.
Yeah, Coach Beanborn, who doesn't usually go more than 8 players deep. Only 8 players have played in all 13 games up to this point, and already an entire second line has come off the bench for the Vikings.
Down low to Jill Berg. Williams. Down to Berg again, tipped out, but then tipped away by Berg. And the last touch, I believe, was by number 24, Adele.
Yeah, heads-up play by Williams, recognizing that Adele was the last one to hit that ball and allowing herself a chance to reset, and the Thunder offense to reset on a side out-of-bounds play.
Just 13 seconds on the shot clock, though, so the Thunder are going to have to be aware of that. Jones out on Lawson. Down low as Myroth slips through, can't put it in, puts it back up, and out of bounds off of Myroth. A lot of contact down low during that play, but Myroth just immediately under the basket. I don't think you're going to reward her when she's not able to put up, a convincing shot. Here's Adele now with Allen. Hounded by Dansdale. Kramer. Allen into the lane, back cut here. Going up, and that's blocked. Again. That actually the first block for Jill Berg in the game.
4 blocks.
Shot clock going down, stolen by Dansdale. Dansdale going the other way. Can't finish, gets her own rebound. Kick out to Jill Berg. Now down low to Dansdale and getting pretty sloppy as that one's off of Maggie Dansdale.
Yeah, and the sloppiness, I don't want to say it's what we expected, but it's a common theme this season for the Thunder. They're very loose handling the ball, and that's led to a decent amount of turnovers, but somehow they're still ranking in the upper echelon of the league, of Division III in the turnovers.
Well, and you had a true point guard in Katie McDaniels as Jill Berg brings that down, actually stolen away now by Allen. Over to Stovall. I think Berg got a piece of that one as well. Kramer puts it back up and somehow getting away from a double team to put it in. Very impressive. But as I was saying, Katie McDaniels was a point guard for 4 years. Some of these players played with her and never brought the ball up once, and now a lot of different players being called on to do that.
No, it was never really necessary for anybody else to bring the ball up besides Katie McDaniels. She could do it all for this Thunder team, and now you're finally seeing that gap in the first year after her graduation.
Dansdale misses there off the other side of the backboard. Thunder on the game, 0 of 3 from deep, and none of them have been close. We've got a jump ball, now going the other way.
Yeah, really great job by Jen Berg. Quick hands, getting in there, and not just slapping at the arm, but just getting one hand on it and keeping it there very calmly. Best way to get your ball, get the possession back.
Jacqueline Sanjul into the game for Jordan Myroth pretty early, a lot earlier than we usually see Sanjul. Down low to Berg, and she puts it in. 8-point lead for the Thunder. And that one thrown away, but off the foot of Williams, so it stays here.
And to call back to the points in the paint stat, 8 of the 13 points for the Thunder in the paint. The next 3 points are off free throws, so just 1 field goal made for the Thunder outside of the paint so far in this one.
Anderson into the lane. Strong move, but couldn't finish. Jen Berg switch pass to Williams, down low to Dansdale. Fought through contact, but couldn't make it. Jones. Williams guarding closely. She's fouled and going to the line.
We'll get another look at this one on the Realty Executives replay. And there's really not a whole lot there. Williams a little late coming back into position, but did a good job of keeping her verticality, just a little too much contact with the body.
This is the first free throw. I think you're right. I think it was the way that she came a little bit late going into her body. Seeing that Jones was going to fade away, but then also Jones stayed a little bit closer. So just a little body down low, little touchy, but still probably a foul. In and out. 0 for 2 for Jones.
And the struggles continue for Jones from the free throw line on the season.
25 seconds left on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Dansdale for 3, no good. Rebounded eventually by no one. A loose ball foul on Jacqueline Sanjul. So now 18.1 seconds left. And it's actually Jones going to the line with a Thunder now in the bonus. So Jones with a chance to redeem herself from the stripe. And she does. So I was going to say that Augustana was going to have the last shot of the quarter. Instead, it will be the Thunder, assuming they can get this rebound. That went short, boarded by Dansdale.
It's like you knew it wasn't going to go in.
I figured it was either going to be a rebound or our ball.
So in both cases, the way this game's gone, most likely Thunder ball. Already 19 rebounds in the game for Wheaton, 8 of those offensive.
Jill Berg down low to Dansdale, 3 seconds. Too strong rebound by Roberts, and that'll do it for this first quarter. Thunder up 13-6 on the Augustana Vikings. And so far, it's been a story of field goal percentages, neither one looking too great. The Thunder put up 21 shots in that first quarter, only making 5 of them good for 24%. Augustana, on the other hand, just 13% rather, from the field.
Yeah, and as far as possessions go, both teams, 19 possessions, so the ball's moving pretty decently back and forth. The reason the Thunder have that many shots is all in the offensive rebounds. 8 offensive rebounds compared to Augustana's 5, 19-14 overall. And this game has been pretty much what we expected coming into it, a defensive slog at 13-6 after the first 10.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of quick shots from each side as well. Augustana using a little bit more of the clock, but still kind of taking the first shot they look at. This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We're happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSM broadcasts.
Pretty even scoring for the Thunder. You have Myroth with 5, Frazier with 4, Dansdale and Gilberg with 2 apiece to round out to an even 13 for the Vikings. 3 players with 2 points. It's Stovall, Jones, and Kramer.
So far, in Rock Island, Augustana playing the Wheaton men. Pretty even scoring, so I won't give you any of that, but 14-12 in favor of Augie with 9:40 left in that first half. So we'll keep you posted on that game as it continues to develop.
Yeah, that one, a huge powerhouse matchup for the men's CCIW rankings. The Thunder have come out of the woodwork behind some strong performances and strong players coming out in this season.
Stovall misses the 3. Now Myroth with the board coming the other way. Lawson pops a 3. Back iron straight up. And now coming forward is Allen. To Anderson, to Roberts, top of the key. And they've got a foul on Kyler. I just don't think she quite got to the spot in time and turned her shoulder.
The second foul on Kyler, that's something to keep track of. The size is going to be a huge factor for the Thunder. If they can keep their centers out of foul trouble, they're going to win this game.
Stovall. Back cut tipped away by Kyler, and she's able to complete the steal. Now the switch over to Lawson with space ahead of her, over to Dansdale. Takes a 15-foot jumper, no good, and the struggle continues for Dansdale on the day. 1 of 8 now from the field.
Yeah, as you mentioned at the break, nobody really shooting well in this game. 12.5% from the field for the Vikings, and that number is just going to drop after that missed layup.
Rebound there for Frazier. Out to Kyler, foot on the line, deep 2, got it. And when your tall players can do that, it helps as well. Anderson quickly down to the other end, and 1. That's why she's their scorer, Nate.
Yeah, Jordan Myroth just reaching in a little bit on Anderson. Too nonchalant coming down. Anderson with a great first step, caught that ball, immediately put it on the floor, no hesitation, smooth finish with the left.
Well, and that's inexcusable from the Thunder defense off a made basket to allow Anderson to have that much space ahead of Myroth. Somebody's got to pick her up, and I think it was Myroth. She doesn't make the and 1 free throw.
That'll be Kyler pulling down her 5th rebound of the day already. Her and Frazier pace all players with 5 apiece.
Devin Kyler down low to Frazier, going to her right hand, can't make it. Roberts with the board. Now Jones over to Lopez, back into the game. Anderson to Kramer. Kramer gets tripped up, keeps her dribble though. Now Lopez. Pick and roll, pick and pop rather to Kramer, can't finish. Rebound by Kyler. Ball over to Dansdale. That one tipped by Roberts and thrown and saved to Anderson. Good play.
And that's just sloppy. I'd like to see Dansdale throw 1 or 2 pass fakes before letting that ball go.
Jones hits a 3. Now the Wheaton lead cut to 4. Now Kyler down low to Frazier. Gets to her stronger left hand, but too strong. Another quick shot we're seeing from the Thunder.
Well, I think they're getting the looks that they want. They're getting Frazier down low. They're getting Kyler down low. They're just not finishing.
Down to Roberts. A little crowded there. Kramer in the area. And Lopez will reset it with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Anderson. Tipped away by Kyler, out of bounds to Augustana, but just 1 second showing on that shot clock. This has to be either a tip or a really quick catch and shoot, and they'll probably go for the catch and shoot option. 1 second, you have enough time for that.
Oh, absolutely. If you can catch the ball, get it off. There you see Lopez just pivoting, and the ball was off the rim before that second expired.
About as good an effort as you could think that the Vikings could get from Lopez there. Williams for three, just a little short. Frazier with the board and the putback. Foul here.
I think they're going to get Williams for the hand check, I guess, pushing
touch
on
foul.
the arm of Jones.
Yeah, the NCAA got a lot tighter on a lot of calls. One of them being those hand checks, a lot of times on rebounds, but also on the dribble. That one blocked by Frazier once again. What nice board by Jones, and she's able to put it back.
And the fourth block of the game for Frazier. She's got 6.6 rebounds, 4 blocks.
That one down low to Myroth. Can't put it in, but gets it back. Out to Sanjul. Driving on Jones. Nice dish to Myroth for the finish.
And more points in the paint for the Thunder. And now another timeout coming from Mark Beanborn.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought we were going to see Sanjul just take it all the way. Wouldn't have faulted her if she did, but found the better play to find Myroth underneath. Maybe that will get Jordan Myroth going. Not the best percentage on the day, but not bad. 3 of 8 from the field with 7 points.
Yeah, leading all scorers with 7, tied up there with Alexis Jones. And it looks like the scoring's starting to pick up a little bit, which is a good sign for both sides. But the Thunder need to continue to lock down defense the way we saw them do in the first quarter, while also having this uptick.
Down at Augustana in the first half. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left in that. Wheaton leading now 22-20. Some of the standouts there. Aston Francis with 6 points on the other side of the ball. You've got Dylan Sortillo and Krishan Orange each with 5 points for the Vikings.
Yeah, we don't have to harp on the importance of that game. Augustana, the number 2 team in the country, and the Thunder going into Rock Island and so far giving them just about all they can handle.
Kelly Lawson says, hey, I want a ticket to this block party. Invited herself with that one. Now kick it to her in the corner. That one blocked by Lopez, got a piece.
And how about the 5'3" Scooter Lopez rising up and getting her fingers on that one.
And you see it there. Completely alters the path of the shot. Great play as she was coming in to challenge that a little bit late. This one barely into Lawson, guarded by Lopez. Lawson around, and the floater's good. 8-point lead for the Thunder now. Lopez into the lane, flips it up. Couldn't get it to go, rebounded by Lawson. Now Lopez guarding Myroth. Over to Frazier on the wing. Down low to Kyler. Sanjul finds herself wide open. Doesn't get it to go. Kyler skies for the board. Flips it up with the left hand and down.
And how about Devin Kyler just flying in, getting that ball at his high point, and once again on the other end getting the block.
Stovall blocked by Kyler.
7 blocks in the game already for the Thunder. Almost at their average on the season for the game in the first half.
Yeah, 8.5 blocks on the year as Lawson can't put that one in. But Sanjul, as it bounces around, able to get the rebound. Thought she was fouled there. Lawson got it, though. That one poked out by Lopez. We've seen Lopez on defense tip the ball lots of different ways from different defenders. Here's Frazier driving. She's fouled on her way to the bucket and has 2 shots.
Hannah Frazier, the reigning CCIW Player of the Week, and you can see why. She stands at 6'2", so obviously a presence down low, but she can put it on the floor and take it herself.
Makes the first free throw. Substitutions for the Augustana Vikings. You got number 20, Victoria Allen, as well as number 32, Sadie Roberts, and number 20. No, Victoria Allen, I already said.
2. Alexis Jones just came back in.
Alexis Jones, okay.
Frazier getting them both.
So here's Jones with it. To Adele, down low to Roberts. Back cut there, nice play by Allen. And puts it down. Dansdale just fell asleep there.
Yeah, great back cut by Allen. Lulled Dansdale asleep by kind of jogging along the baseline out to the perimeter. Planted it and went full speed.
Jen Berg open in the corner for 3, too long. Tipped up by Myroth, rebounded by Jones. Here's Stovall on the outlet. 3-point attempt by Adele, no good. Kicked out to Jones. Now Stovall again. Jones resetting, 17 on the shot clock. Into the lane, takes it up strong, no good, rebounded by Dansdale.
And Dansdale might have even gotten a piece of that one.
Myroth gets the layup to go.
And more points in the paint for the Thunder, 18 on the game out of their 27, more than the 15 Augustana has on the board overall.
Stovall into the lane, and they've got her for a travel there. Thought she might have gotten away with a palm right before that occurred anyway. Claire Kramer back in for Stovall. Kelly Lawson coming in for Jordan Myroth. The ball into San Jewel with some full court pressure from the Vikings. Ball tipped out of bounds. 2.5 minutes left in this half. Pretty big half. Pretty big 2.5 minutes, I should say. The Thunder go on a run. They can put this one pretty far out of reach. Not completely, though. And if the Vikings go on a run, they're right within spitting distance at halftime.
Yeah, Thunder actually in the midst of a 10-2 run right now, which has blown this one open a little bit.
Dansdale again missing and rebounded by Jones. Outlet pass here. Allen for 3. No good. Rebounded by Adele. And now that one kicked back. They call it over and back, but it was clearly off of San Jewel's leg. None of the referees are going to reverse that call.
Yeah, and Coach Beanborn is not happy with that one. Still yelling at the ref all the way down to the baseline. He's got a very good reason to be upset.
Well, and also just why would an Augustana player tip it that far back? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Lawson into the lane. And that one blocked by Roberts. Jones up to Kramer on the outlet. And she's fouled from behind by Berg. So early on, we've seen it from Stovall, Anderson, and now Kramer. So good at running these flare passes out and getting to the rim.
Yeah, the Vikings, clearly a team that likes to run the floor. They're not going to slow things down and work out of the half court unless they absolutely have to.
You don't see a lot of teams outrun the Thunder either. Very quick on defense, very quick to get back on defense as well. Hannah Frazier taking a break and Jill Berg in. Kramer 1 of 2 from the line. 27-16 the score in this one in favor of the Thunder. Lawson to San Jewel. Down low to Berg. Back cut for Lawson, wide open, bobbled it. Can't finish. And rebounded by Allen. Kick in the corner to Kramer for 3 hits. Big shot for the Vikings, cuts it to 8 points.
If the Vikings can keep this within single digits going into the half, that's just going to be a huge moral victory for them with how poorly they're shooting. Still only 23.3 from the field. and not down double digits. That's pretty incredible.
Back-to-back missed layups for the Thunder, that time Jill Berg. Allen almost turned it over to Stovall going in, and she's fouled by Berg.
You can hear the Thunder faithful back behind us upset with that one, and with good reason there. Berg rising straight up and swatting that one away. Looked pretty clean from the angle we have.
Yeah, we've seen that all season. Referees being very particular that you get all ball and nothing down low in this sport.
That's kind of ridiculous to me. It's not almost impossible to do that.
It's the way it's being called.
Frustrating, to say the least.
You can be frustrated with it. It's still reality.
That's fine.
40 seconds left for the Thunder. We'll see how they manage the clock here. If they get a quick shot, could maybe have the last shot of the half. Here's Lawson down low to Berg as they break the press, and she's fouled with 32.3 seconds left on the clock.
So technically there is a 2-for-1 in play for the Thunder. Berg with a chance shooting a pair from the line. And unless the Vikings take the entire shot clock and fire one up at the buzzer, the Thunder should have another possession.
There's a miss there for the Thunder. Their second missed free throw of the game. 5 of 7. Augustana, on the other hand, just 46% from the line. 5 of 11. And Berg converts the second. So the last possession most likely for the Augustana Vikings here, Izzy Anderson controlling it. Anderson taking the entirety of the shot clock down, and Sanjul backing off, electing to let her do that. Now going with 9 seconds, gets a screen from Kramer. Into the lane, past Sanjul, blocked by Berg. Out of bounds, 4 seconds left, 2 on the shot clock.
Hey Andrew, was that one clean?
According to the referees, it was.
And Coach Beanborn getting a warning, I think, for coming out of the coach's box.
Here's Kramer, 1 on the shot clock, didn't get it off. The game clock continued running there.
Yeah, they're going to have to work on that. I think there should be 2.2 on the clock. If I'm remembering correctly, when Jill Berg went to the free throw line, there were 32.2 or 32.3 seconds on the game clock.
So they're working on it over there at the scoreboard.
They actually are not. All 3 referees are out on the court. They're talking to Coach Beanborn, but nobody seems worried about the clock. Now they have it set up now, 2.3.
2.3 in to Lawson, and she's just going to dribble this one out. Didn't want to risk a far pass there, and at the end of the first half, 28-21, the Augustana Vikings hanging tough here in King Arena. We're going to go and take a halftime break now, 13 minutes, and we'll be back on. I'm Andrew Pickin alongside Nate Stein for this Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast produced by Sunrise Communications.
We believe in one sovereign God, eternally existing in 3 persons, the everlasting Father, His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, and the Holy Spirit, the giver of life.
And we believe that God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing by His spoken word and for His own glory.
We believe that God has revealed Himself and His truth in the created order, in the Scriptures, and supremely in Jesus Christ.
We believe that the Scriptures of the Old and New Testaments are verbally inspired by God and inerrant in the original writing, so that they are fully trustworthy and of supreme and final authority in all they say.
We believe that Jesus Christ was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, was true God and true man, existing in one person and without sin.
We believe in the resurrection of the crucified body of our Lord, his ascension into heaven, and his present life there for us as Lord, High Priest, and Advocate.
We believe that God directly created Adam and Eve, the historical parents of the entire human race. And they were created in his own image, distinct from all other living creatures, and in a state of original righteousness.
We believe that our first parents sinned by rebelling against God's revealed will, and thereby incurred physical and spiritual death. And as a result, all human beings are born with a sinful nature that leads them to sin in word, thought, and deed.
We believe in the existence of Satan, sin, and evil powers, and that these have been defeated by God in the cross of Christ.
We believe that the Lord Jesus Christ died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, as a representative and substitutionary sacrifice, triumphing over all evil, and that all who believe in him are justified by his shed blood and forgiven of all their sins.
We believe that all who receive the Lord Jesus Christ by faith are born again of the Holy Spirit, and thereby become children of God, and are enabled to offer spiritual worship acceptable to God.
We believe that the Holy Spirit indwells and gives life to believers, enables them to understand the Scriptures, empowers them for godly living, and equips them for service and witness.
We believe that the one holy universal church is the body of Christ and is composed of Christ's people.
The task of Christ's people in this world is to be God's redeemed people, embodying his love by worshiping God with confession, prayer, and praise, by proclaiming the gospel of God's redemptive love through our Lord Jesus Christ to the ends of the earth by word and deed, by caring for all God's creation, by actively seeking the good of everyone, especially the poor and the needy.
We believe in the blessed hope that Jesus Christ will soon return to this earth, personally, visibly, and unexpectedly, in power and great glory, to gather his elect, to raise the dead, to judge the nations, and to bring his kingdom to fulfillment.
We believe in the bodily resurrection of the just and the unjust, the everlasting punishment of the lost, and the everlasting blessedness of the saved.
The sun was shining as well as it could on the shadowy river, a good part of the shine being caught in the trees. Since about this time last year, painting the Fox River, starting up in West Dundee in the north, we're going to cover all the way down to Ottawa. I hope that it happens at least with one painting I make out of these 60 that, when you look at it, it just leads you. It's heuristic. It wants you to go. It wants you to encounter. I sometimes think of it as a kind of homesickness, where you feel like your identity is out there somewhere else. You're here, but you have this pull, to be somewhere, and it's an ache. fact, in Gilead, you know, John Ames at some point talks about this town, Gilead, and he says, you know, this town has been wearied a little and then wearied a little more, and yet he says hope is still there. And I mean, that is the thing. Hope isn't the accomplishment. This whole idea of, you know, when is hope important? It's important when it's dark, you know, when you can't see. That's when it manifests itself as a possibility. So these paintings aren't about a sort of glorious resolution, but I hope they are something that makes one feel a glimmer of hope for possibilities.
Hi, I'm Abby Yoder. I grew up here in Wheaton, and I transferred to Wheaton College because I wanted to be in a place that would shape me as a learner and as a Christ follower. For me, one of the best parts of Wheaton was my time spent at Honey Rock, Wheaton's campus in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, where students can take classes, serve as camp counselors, and be developed as leaders. Honey Rock was a great place for me to grow in my faith, live out my sense for adventure, and form lifelong friendships. Whether it's Honey Rock or one of the many other ways to connect on campus, I'm excited to help you get a vision for life here at Wheaton.
Hi, I'm Nate Brown. College will be one of the most transformational experiences in your life. My education in the context of a Christian community helps shape the way I live and engage the world around me. I love that Wheaton relates Christian liberal arts to the needs of contemporary society. The classes are designed to combine faith and learning, giving you a biblical perspective that's accessible and applicable. Wheaton students are challenged to answer questions like, what does it mean to live as a Christian doctor, engineer, or business professional? Being in an environment with other students and faculty who are passionate about their faith and serious about their education will help you to know who you are in Christ and prepare you to go wherever He leads you. I look forward to helping you find your way to Wheaton. Talk to you soon.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think I'm touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
And welcome back to the media table. My name is Andrew Picken alongside Nate Stein here in King Arena for this Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast produced by Sunrise Communications. We've got the Wheaton College Thunder and the Augustana Vikings scored 28-21 in favor of the Thunder going over to Rock Island before we get underway. 39-33 in favor of the Thunder at halftime.
Yeah, Aston Francis in that game leading all scorers with 17 points on 5 of 13 shooting. Started 0 for 5, cleaned it up.
3-point bucket for Jordan Myroth.
And that extends her leading all scorers margin of up to 12 points. She had 9 in the first half on 4 of 9 shooting.
She hasn't made a three-pointer since the first game of the season. Hasn't taken too many in between then either. Anderson into the lane, tough shot, rebounded by Kyler.
Rebounding has been huge for the Thunder. They had 32 first half rebounds.
Lawson for 3, no good. And that one's rebounded by Anderson now, just with Myroth to beat. Gets around her, blocked by Lawson, and out of bounds. And I forgot to mention that was the first made three-pointer of the game for the Thunder, just 1 of 11 from downtown.
Yeah, that is absolutely brutal for a team that's used to shooting above 30% from deep.
Roberts, another miss for the Vikings. That one's stolen by Stovall. She'll pull up for 3 hits. So Stovall, after a delay, answers the 3 of Myroth. Kyler stopped and she shuffled her feet. Good double there by Stovall and also Allen.
And this is worst case scenario for the Thunder. The Vikings are getting comfortable from deep, knocking down a couple shots and amping up the pressure on the full court press. The Thunder have already struggled with ball handling throughout this game. Can't handle too much more.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach Beanborn told them at halftime, but whatever he did, it's working. And that one tipped, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Allen into the lane. Goes up, wild shot, rebounded by Dansdale. She's quickly doubled and tapped out by Stovall. So the Vikings will keep up the full court pressure.
One thing to mention a little bit late is Lawson, who had a block a couple possessions ago. That put the Thunder at 8 for the game just after halftime. Their average per game is 8.5.
There's Frazier, 15-footer good.
Frazier into double digits, 10 points now to go along with her 6 rebounds and 4 first half blocks.
If that wasn't blocks, we'd probably be talking about a triple-double alert.
Even with it being blocks, they could be getting close.
Three-point shot from Stovall off the mark, but feeling confidence after making that last one out of bounds for the Thunder. So Kramer on the ball. Now into Lawson with Anderson guarding her. Crossover. Across to Kyler. Skip pass to Frazier. Going in was tripped up. Dansdale with the shot, and it's good. The Thunder now finding a better beat on this press and finding those short jump shots. Roberts for three. No good. Rebounded by Dansdale. And a foul called on Victoria Allen.
Yeah, Allen just came flying in there a little bit, got Dansdale with the body. I think that's the right call.
Allen now with 2 fouls on the game. Now Dansdale setting up the offense. Back cut to Lawson into the body of Kramer. And Kramer in good position gets the charge.
Yeah, and that's good. Kramer was there early. She was squared. Her right foot wasn't down, but it wasn't like she was moving. So that's pretty much a textbook charge.
Yeah, you just feel bad for Lawson on that back cut because she thinks she's going at least to the side of Kramer, and Kramer quickly over. As soon as Lawson catches the ball, comes down from jumping, it's a charge, and there's nothing she can do about it. Down low to Roberts. Post move to the right hand. No good. Frazier with it. Kick out to Kyler. Open for three. No good. Rebounded by Frazier. Skip pass to Myroth. Over to Lawson. Down low to Frazier. And tipped out by Kramer. Good defense and also good backside defense by Justice Adele. Had Frazier caught that, Adele was there.
Yeah, Frazier had an offensive board a couple moments ago, gave her 8 on the game. That paces all players. She's tied up there with Kyler and Jones for the Vikings.
Someone to watch, Scooter Lopez into the game as she almost picks up that steal and a jump ball. Tied up. It's Scooter Lopez with 3 fouls on the game.
Yeah, and Lopez, even with 3 fouls, coming in fearless, flying towards that ball, getting in passing lanes, and she's not going to get credited with the steal, but she's still got her hands in there as the one who caused that jump ball.
She's only got one speed, and that's to go. Crossover, picks up dribble. Back cut pass to Lambert and out of bounds to the Thunder, working on an 11-point lead. Still pressure from the Vikings. Into Lawson. Now 2-on-1 with Dansdale out to Frazier, and she elects to kick it out to Myroth. Down low to Frazier, step back shot, front iron, gets the roll.
And that makes 20 points in the paint for the Thunder, more than half of their total on the night. Again, pretty much what we were expecting.
Drive there, stopped. Now Kramer. Kick out to Lambert. Deep shot there, front iron, no good. That was Adele. Myroth into the lane, kick out to Kyler. We're not seeing a lot of confidence from the Thunder players outside the arc. Frazier with a jump shot. I think the plan from Coach Madsen is simple. Swing it around until you find Frazier, and Frazier, go.
Well, there you go. She's the CCIW Player of the Week for a reason, pacing all scorers with 14, and as I mentioned earlier, tied for the lead in rebounds with 8 on the night, and all that going along with a game-high 4 blocks. She can do it all. She's filling up the stat sheet. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. Lopez back in the game again with 3 fouls. We're going to take a look at some CCIW games around the league for women's basketball. 47-42, Milliken, the Big Blue, up on North Central. North Park playing Elmhurst. North Park down by 11 in the third quarter there.
And Andrew, I'm going to cut in because that is the most important non-Wheaton game if you're a Thunder fan. The Thunder sitting in third place in the CCIW at 9-4 overall, 3-2. North Park at 3-1 in conference. Elmhurst at 3-2 in conference. If North Park wins this game, then Wheaton will stay at third. If Elmhurst wins that game, I think they jump up to second in the conference, depending on how all the tiebreakers pan out.
Yeah, you're right about that. Thank you for emphasizing that. That's very true. Carthage Lady Reds 49-32 up on Carroll. That was a close halftime score, not anymore. And then the Wheaton men playing in Rock Island up 41-36 with 18 and a half minutes left in that one. And that's Aston Francis with 19 points leading the team. Ricky Samuelson, of course, second with 8. Dylan Sortillo leading Augustana with 12.
And no surprise at the Aston Francis show out in Rock Island.
Lopez can't get that one to go. Now up to Myroth. Crossover dribble, puts it up, no good. Tipping it around and rebounded by Stovall. Now these Vikings need to get on the board pretty quickly, down 15. Lambert blocked. Actually, they've got a foul on Myroth.
We'll get another look at this one on the Realty Executives replay. A little bit there of contact. Myroth getting the left wrist of Lambert.
Yeah, it looks like she had to go through the hand or wrist of Lambert, so Lambert earns the trip to the charity stripe, makes the most of the first one. That stopped an 8-0 run for the Thunder. And the second one good for Lambert. Up to Lawson, and she couldn't handle it. Taken away by Adele, and a tie-up. Possession arrow to the Thunder, so the Thunder take another lucky break there.
Yeah, Lawson just moving up court before she really possessed that ball. Something that you'll often see in football, a receiver turning their head upfield, expecting contact, but Lawson there just taking her eye off it. And like you said, bailed out with the possession arrow.
This one into San Jewel, another ball handler for the Thunder in there. Hannah Williams finds herself open for three. No good, rebounded by Lawson, and that's been the story from behind the three-point arc today. San Jewel. Over to Lawson, open for three, hit!
And Lawson quietly has 8 rebounds on the night after that possession.
Stovall finds Kramer. Kicked out to Lambert. Driving on Lawson. Nice pass to Kramer. Blocked by Frazier. Actually called for a foul. The only thing I see is the hand on the hip. Up top was all ball.
I'm very quiet right now, so I don't say something.
You're not. You're talking.
No, now I am. I was quiet for those 10 seconds after the play because I love my job.
Don't we both? Don't we both?
Oh. Yeah, I don't. I'm just going to leave it at I respectfully disagree with that call.
Kramer 2 for 2 from the line. San Jewel now finds a pass to Lawson. Has Frazier wide open. Got it to her a little late. Kyler cutting through. San Jewel finds Frazier. And she can't finish that one. Rebounded by Kramer. And a foul called there.
And with another brief stoppage, Aston Francis up to 25 points on the game out in Rock Island for the Thunder men, who have opened up a 13-point lead, 49-36, 16:40 left to play in regulation.
Wow. Lopez over to Kramer. Kramer with a fadeaway. Good shot there, good move. Up to Lawson. Tipped out.
That one almost got us.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel there, Nate.
Seriously, I'm trying to find some stats, and that one's going to take my head off. It's a dangerous game.
I think I'm bad luck because before I had broadcasted a game, Glenn said the monitor had never been knocked down. Since then, it's been knocked down. They've got a lock stand up here now as San Jule's going to take this three off the far side of the iron. Kick out to Frazier. She'll shoot a three, in and out. I think she's a better three-point shooter than she's shown so far this year. There's a block. And taken back for the Thunder.
And that'll be 5 for Frazier. Should be 6, but that's neither here nor there.
Down low to Frazier again, and she's fouled.
No, that's an offensive foul. They're going to call Frazier for the push-off, and I think that actually they might have a case there. See, just a little bit of an extension with the left arm. It's not much, but by rule, if there's a full extension, then that's going to get the whistle.
So Frazier now has to take a seat. She picks up another foul. Now Lopez coming the other way. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Stovall driving on Jen Berg. Blocked by Jill.
Oh my.
She got up for that one.
Full extension, Jill Berg. Wow.
Yeah, Stovall did not understand where she was going to go with that play. The Thunder now up to 10 blocks on the game. Anderson nearly lost it, got it back. Here's Jones crossing up San Jule into the lane. Down low to Roberts. Good pump fake, but can't finish. Rebounded by Stovall. Stovall up and under, down to Roberts. Again, it doesn't go. And how many times have we seen that from Roberts? Good post move, just a little bit off though.
Yeah, and that's back to the length of the Thunder forwards. Their front court is just so big that there's only a handful of teams in the country that can actually work down low against them.
And they've got Jen Berg on a travel there in the corner. We've seen a few misses in a row for Augustana, just 9 of 46 from the field today. That one tipped by San Jule. Roberts able to recover it. Anderson into the body of Williams, and that's a good finish. Dansdale gets it back.
Thunder got to get it across.
And they do with Jen Berg. Williams open in the corner for 3 hits. Hannah Williams, that's the wing and the corner shot that she likes. Quickly down the court, Roberts doesn't make it.
Yeah, I think it was Jill Berg affecting that shot even though she didn't get the block on it, just forcing Roberts to change the arc a little bit.
Under a minute now in this third quarter. Jen Berg from the corner can't get it to go. Rebounded by Lopez, and a tie-up on the ground possession arrow with the Vikings. So that was a really good shot from Jen Berg, 42.5 seconds. Unless the Vikings take a very quick shot here, the Thunder are going to have the last shot of the third quarter, and it looks like Lopez is jogging it up, so the Thunder will have the last chance to score.
Yeah, about 12-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Anderson, man, she had to jump high and put a little extra behind it, and that's just what a scorer does. Lopez on the floor. Dansdale taking it in on Kramer, can't finish. Williams back up, blocked by Jones. 10 seconds left in this third quarter. Too far for Lopez, out of bounds. 6.1 left for the Thunder. Back and forth, the ball just flying around, Nate.
Yeah, that turnover bailing the Thunder out. Dansdale had a good look at it. She had in the fast break. That's a good play for her, taking it all the way. But I would like to see Williams, after getting that rebound, kick it out a little bit, and just let the offense reset, hold for the last shot.
And there was the last shot from Williams. After making that three-pointer, almost got herself another one. Instead, doesn't go. The Thunder felt like they played a lot better in that third quarter. Still just an 11-point lead, only built on their lead by 4 points since halftime.
Yeah, it was a pretty back and forth quarter, rather. 17-13 in favor of the Thunder as far as scoring goes. But you look at the shooting percentage, it's still pretty ugly out there. Both teams 30% or worse from the field. The Vikings at 22.4%, and neither team shooting very well from deep either. 27.3% for the Vikings, 16.7% for the Thunder.
Yeah, that's just abysmal for the Thunder. 3 of 18.
The rebounds, however, just unbelievable. The Thunder with 48 rebounds on the night. They're used to getting 39.5 for a game. They got 9 more than that with a quarter to play still.
Well, and Augie this season second in the CCIW with 40.2 rebounds per game. They're probably going to get about that. But like you said, just an out-of-this-world number of rebounds for the Thunder in this game.
And an out-of-this-world number of rebounds overall.
This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We are happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcasts. So fourth quarter action now. Do or die for the Vikings. Look for an early run for them to get back in it. Dansdale. Frazier from the elbow, short, rebounded by Jones. Thunder still in. Actually, they've switched to a 3-2 zone, it looks like. Jones tries a spin move on Dansdale, doesn't work. Myroth one-on-one with Anderson, gets to her right hand, no good, rebounded by Jones. Down low to Roberts, too high. So an opportunity missed there for the Vikings.
And another turnover that bails the Thunder out. We saw it at the end of the third quarter when the full court pass just a little bit out of the reach of Scooter Lopez. And just now, that was Roberts all alone down low, but the pass too high, out of her reach, and the Thunder avoid another possession.
So here's Myroth going on the press herself. Frazier wide open underneath. No one getting back to her, and she puts it in. Anderson trapped, gets it out to Jones. Now the Thunder in man-to-man defense again. To the corner with Roberts. Anderson. Double screen there, gets around, but Devin Kyler with the partial block.
And that's 11 on the game for the Thunder.
Kyler able to find Frazier underneath. Back-to-back buckets for Frazier. Timeout for Coach Beanborn. 30-second timeout. Just to check up on his team. 15 points down. They've got to find a stretch in them here.
Yeah, and really what the Vikings need to do is find a way to stop Hannah Frazier. You see it here on the press. Frazier all alone down low, nobody even close to her, and that's how she has 18 points, 9 rebounds about 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. She's a player who averages 15 and 5. CCIW Player of the Week last week. Obviously not a fluke, she's continuing to do it this week.
Yeah, and it's obvious that Coach Beanborn has game plan for her, brings the double team from the weak side every time she touches the ball. But at the same time, with the Thunder 3 of 18 from the three-point line today, why wouldn't you think of going to an old-fashioned 2-3 zone and just seeing what happens? I understand that the Thunder are good shooters, but so far today they haven't proven that. A steal there from Frazier, another turnover for the Vikings. Down goes Allen on the Myroth crossover. Down low to Dansdale on the back cut, and she makes it. Putting it up is Allen, no good, and Frazier fouled from behind on the rebound. With that rebound, that's her 10th of the game, a double-double for her with 18 points.
And just over 7.5 to play. If she can pick up 5 more blocks, that's a triple-double.
It's a good amount of blocks to get in 7.5 minutes.
I'm not going to count the Thunder out of any statistical capabilities when it comes to blocks. They're leading the nation in blocks right now. And honestly, I wouldn't be that surprised if Frazier found a way to get 10 blocks.
Missed shot there from Lawson, rebounded by Roberts. Stovall into the lane. Crafty finish. Devin Kyler almost lost that one. Now she's doubled without a dribble. Lawson 3 seconds to get it across. She does. 2-on-1 down to Frazier. Doesn't make it. 7 of 14 from the field today. Shot there. Nice shot from Adele. They cut it to 13. The Vikings do.
That was Adele's first made field goal of the game.
Out to Lawson. Now the Thunder clearly working a little bit more of clock here, as well as getting it down low to Frazier. Now Kyler open for 3 hits. And Coach Madsen will take a timeout with his team up now by 16.
Yeah, that's 7 points on the night for Devin Kyler to go along with 9 rebounds and 4 assists. And Kyler all across the board, 3 steals and a block as well.
Yeah, impressive night for her. It's been the height of Wheaton. Once again, I'm a broken record player, but that has been the advantage. And then also quickness getting steals, but those 10 blocks on the game are hard to keep your eyes away from.
Yeah, obviously we want to talk about as many different things as possible, and we have mentioned the 6'2 trio of Devin Kyler, Hannah Frazier, and Jill Berg. But I mean, when they're having the impact that they are having, it's kind of hard to talk about anybody else. Between the 3 of them, they've racked up 28 points, 23 rebounds, and it looks like 8 of the blocks.
So scores around women's basketball in the CCIW, North Central and Milliken in a real nail-biter. 1-3 in the CCIW for North Central, 0-5 for Milliken. And the Cardinals are only up by 1, 57-56 in the fourth quarter. North Park now down by 18 to the Elmhurst Blue Jays. So looking like, 14. The third quarter almost over, 54-40 that score. And then Carthage, the Lady Reds look like they're going to win against Carroll 60-44. Adele is fouled, I think, before she was able to get to the rim. So on the floor, it'll be under the rim that the Vikings are throwing this in. Adele able to get around Myroth, but then no finish. Lopez driving on Frazier, finds a pass to Jones, turns and shoots, and rebounded by Myroth. She's fouled there by Adele. Under 6 minutes now left in the game. Jen Berg in. Top of the key to Jen, over to Lawson, down low to Devin Kyler. Now just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Out to Lawson for 3, too long. Rebounded by Jones, going the other way with numbers. Takes it herself, and she's fouled by Myroth, helped up by Lawson.
Good positioning by Myroth pretty much the whole way down on that fast break, just a little bit late on committing to picking up Jones, and is forced to reach in to affect the shot.
Wheaton men playing Augustana 58-51. The Thunder are up with 11 minutes left in that one. Aston Francis continuing to extend his point total to 27, and Kobe Eichelberger with a spike up to 13 in this second half. Makes the second one. Dan still trapped. You see why Augustana works in so many subs and only has so many people playing 25 minutes as Williams hits a three. It's because they press the entire game. Adele with another spin move into a shot and a foul.
Yeah, we'll get another look on the Realty Executives replay. Yeah, there you saw Alexis Jones coming in a little bit late and pushing Dansdale in the back before the rebound. It was hard to see from our angle. I was pretty confused for a second when that whistle blew.
Turnover here, too high for Jenberg to catch that pass from Lawson. Jones into the lane, off the front rim. Now Lawson has options that are open, gets it to Dansdale.
2 seconds to get it across.
Williams down low to Kyler. Kick over to Lawson, down low to Dansdale. Devin Kyler's found and open to put it in.
Spectacular ball movement there from the Thunder on that possession. Kyler starting it off with the skip pass and just a bunch of quick passes working down low, and great presence by Dansdale to see Kyler after the help defense came over.
Deep shot there from Lambert off the mark. Now Lawson going forward. She's trapped. And getting it across to Jen Berg. Williams open on the other side. Puts it in and one. And if that's on Lopez, that's her 4th foul of the game. And it is.
And that's a great angle on that pass from Berg. Just incredible vision with the defender in the lane. Berg puts it just high enough, only in a spot where Williams can get to it. And a strong finish.
And that's what you want to see from the Thunder as they're breaking a press. You saw the turnover right before, but they've also had a lot of plays when Frazier was in earlier, finding her under the rim to finish, and Williams completes the three-point play. Jones guarded by Dansdale. Kramer. Pass over to Adele, lost. 22-point lead for the Thunder. Jones driving in and puts it down. Hannah Williams finds Kyler, lays it in. So again, the Thunder break the press and get a layup.
And with that, Devin Kyler, 11 points to go along with her 9 rebounds. So very close to being the second Thunder player with a double-double.
Yeah, Kelly Lawson with 10 rebounds, but only 5 points. Dansdale, stop and pop 2. Full court pass to Kramer, trying to catch the Thunder sleeping, but again, too far. Izzy Anderson back into the game, as well as Mia Lambert. So Alexis Jones and Adele will sit maybe for the remainder of the game. Lawson loses the ball. Dansdale able to get it back. Now Williams shoots a jumper, and she was hit on the arm as she put it up.
Looking at some of the numbers, a handful of Thunder players can realistically get into double-double territory. Dansdale, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Kyler, 11 points, 9 rebounds. Lawson, 5 and 10. And then obviously Frazier already there with 18 and 10. On the other side, Alexis Jones pacing the Vikings in most statistical categories, 11 points and 12 rebounds on the night for her.
Good take from Anderson there. Jen Berg gets called for a travel. She saw Anderson there. Just shuffled her feet for a second trying to get out of the way, but it was too late.
Things have gotten interesting out in Rock Island. The Thunder now leading by just 3, 61-58 your score. Aston Francis still pacing all scorers with 27.
Lambert down low, has it taken away by Berg. Now just 2.5 minutes left. Down low to Kyler. She's doubled, and she turns it over to Allen. Allen into the lane, taking it herself, and she's fouled on the way. So 2 free throws for her. You know, Coach Beanborn really deserves a lot of credit for where Augustana women's basketball is right now. He's only got a 49-77 record in his 6th season, but he was able to turn it around last year to give them their first winning season since the 2003-2004 year. So he's got something going here with Augie and able to make their first tournament appearance since the 02-03 season.
Yeah, and one thing to pay attention to is going to be how this Augie team faces off with North Park moving forward in the CCIW conference schedule. North Park is one of the teams that's in the playoff picture right now, and one of the 5 at the top, Augustana, Elmhurst, Wheaton, North Park, and Illinois Wesleyan, is obviously going to drop out. So it should be, I believe, one of those 2 teams. Elmhurst has beaten both Wheaton and Augustana, so I think it's going to come down to the loser of this in North Park.
Thunder will next be in action not far from here in Naperville, playing North Central at 5 p.m. From the ground, they're able to get that one across, and Coach Madsen, one of the few coaches I know that can be this upset, up 21, but he uses every moment of the game, to his credit, to make his team better. That's what he tries to do every time, is he's got 5 new players going in now with a minute and a half to make them better.
And in his defense, there have been a few troubling trends in the 4th quarter for this team. This Thunder team has been on top by huge margins, and even leaving 2 or 3 starters in the game in the 4th quarter, they've let teams come back. They've let the game get really sloppy. Looking at the turnover margin, Augustana's turned the ball over 16 times, just 1 shy of their season average. The Thunder coughing it up 15 times, 2 more than their season average, against what is apparently a much inferior opponent in Augustana, up 21. That could be dangerous for the Thunder once it gets to be tournament time, when they're facing really strong opponents every night. If they can't clean up these 4th quarters, then they're not going to make it very far.
Well, let's be honest, it's a little different because of the score line also. I think that shouldn't be the case, and that's part of why Coach Madsen took that timeout to tune that up. But also, this is a Thunder team that's 9th in the nation for turnovers per game, so usually pretty sound with the ball. Augustana has done quite a job to create havoc with their full court pressure today. Ortlip puts up a 3, hits as the shot clock expires. Her first 3-pointer of the season. Roberts answers the 3.
And those are Roberts' first points of the game, just her 2nd shot of the game, though she's compiled 6 rebounds.
Now an out of bounds. Erica Van Duzen into the game, a player that we saw contribute a lot more earlier on in the season, used a little bit more sparingly, but only a sophomore. She's a player for the future and plays behind so many good forward players underneath. Anderson hangs and hits. The next Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast for women's basketball will be against the Carroll Pioneers at 7 p.m. a week from today, as Coach Madsen takes another timeout with his team in trouble.
Yeah, a little bit of a run from the Vikings in the past couple of possessions, or at least trading blows. That's 10-3 in the past 6 possessions. The Thunder with just 1 bucket those times down the floor in the form of the Jane Ortlip 3-pointer.
Yeah, great shot from Ortlip. A really good sign from her to put that one through. She's had some other shots from deep earlier in the season toward the end of games, hasn't gotten it to go, but puts that one in. Sometimes all it takes is one, to get your confidence up. Even if you are a player that's more of a support role, just get your confidence up to make everyone better in practice, to make everyone better each day, and to be a leader out there. As a sophomore, you can lead some of these underclassmen units that are out there right now. So 17 left on the shot clock, and Jill Berg able to put that one in.
5 points for Berg now.
Anderson stops, gets another one. So she adds to her point total and will end the game with 14 points. Dembski turns it over to Allen, over to Lambert. Now Madsen can hold this one, or Ortlip will, to end the game. The Thunder win 73-56 over the Augustana Vikings. And it was kind of a sloppy game, but in the end, it was the blocks, the height, and the defense from the Thunder that won it.
Yeah, and even the shooting percentage did get a little bit better. For most of the game, both sides were under 30%. The Vikings finished 19 of 67, good for 28.4 overall. The Thunder, 29 shots made on 75 attempts, which that number in and of itself is pretty incredible to see in a Division III college game. 38.7% from the field. One bright spot other than the obvious defensive prowess that they showed tonight is from the free throw line. 9 of 11 from the charity stripe, 82%, and 57 rebounds, blowing their season high out of the water, blowing their season average out of the water by almost 20.
Right, 57 rebounds, 75 attempts. I mean, this was a game that was going all over the place. I mean, I'm not out of breath as a play-by-play broadcaster, but yeah, you look at that.
82 and 81 possessions respectively for each team. That's a lot of back and forth at this level.
Going over to Rock Island, real tight game there now. 3-point differential between Wheaton and Augie. As far as the other scores, Carthage Lady Reds take the win over Carroll. North Park down 9 to Elmhurst with 4:12 left, so that one's still up in the air. And North Central up by 8 on Milliken with 4.5 minutes left. Thank you for joining us for this broadcast. Again, I'm Andrew Picken alongside Nate Stein. This was the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network, produced by Sunrise Communications. You can head on over to Augustana Athletics to watch the end of that barn burner in Rock Island. For now, so long.